Someone will sweep the whole house in search of you. And then when we ask the shepherd,
in the bustling streets of Manila, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle's family was rich in unwavering faith that filled their home with purpose and joy. Their modest home always had an extra plate for anyone who needed it, which planted the seeds of compassion that would later define Tagle's ministry. Born in 1957, Tagle stood out not because he sought the spotlight, but because of his natural ability to light up a room with his presence. His academic brilliance began to shine early in his school years, but what truly set him apart was his instinct to help others. Whether he was tutoring classmates struggling with their studies or organizing community service projects, Tagle showed an extraordinary gift for bringing people together. At Ateneo de Manila University, where he pursued his degrees in philosophy and theology, Tagle's intellectual gifts flourished alongside his growing spiritual calling. His professors remembered him not just for his academic excellence, but also for his unique ability to connect theological concepts with everyday life. His time at Ateneo became more than just an academic pursuit. It was a period of deep spiritual formation that would shape his future ministry. The culmination of his early academic journey took him to Rome, where he pursued his doctorate in Sacred Theology. His doctoral research focused on collaborative leadership in the church, a theme that emerged from his own experiences of community in the Philippines. This foundation laid for his unique approach to religious leadership, one that would combine intellectual depth with genuine pastoral care. Tagle's genuine warmth and intellectual gifts found their true calling in service to others. When ordained as a priest in 1982, no one could have predicted the remarkable journey that lay ahead. From his very first day in the priesthood, he brought something special to his ministry, a genuine warmth that would soon earn him a fitting nickname. His ability to connect with people from all walks of life, combined with his deep theological understanding, marked him as someone extraordinary. This unique combination of pastoral care and intellectual depth would propel him through the church's ranks with remarkable speed. In 2011, Archbishop Tagle was appointed as the Archbishop of Manila, a position that marked a significant milestone in his leadership journey. His leadership focused on service rather than authority, with a clear emphasis on Christ's mission. In 2012, Pope Benedict XVI elevated Tagle to the rank of Cardinal, signaling the Church's recognition of the growing importance of Asian Catholicism and the need for leaders who could bridge traditional faith with modern challenges. This elevation brought a fresh perspective to the Vatican's highest circles, where his combination of youthful energy and wisdom proved invaluable during discussions about the Church's future. In 2019, Tagle was appointed Prefect of the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, earning him the nickname the Red Pope. This role put him at the helm of the Church's global missionary efforts, tasking him with spreading the faith across continents and cultures. Despite this immense responsibility, Tagle maintained his trademark humility and personal touch, embodying the same warmth and accessibility that had characterized his early priesthood. Tagle's leadership style remained consistent, always anchored in genuine connection. He created an atmosphere where young people felt comfortable sharing their doubts and dreams, making everyone feel heard. His response to the Typhoon Haiyan in 2013 and the COVID-19 pandemic showed hands-on leadership, pioneering virtual mass celebrations that maintained spiritual connections during isolation while ensuring practical help reached those most affected. His handling of the clerical abuse crisis demonstrated compassion and conviction, instituted comprehensive prevention programs, and created safe spaces for survivors to share their stories. Tagle's global initiatives, such as the Share the Journey campaign for migrants, education initiatives in sub-Saharan Africa, and Myanmar reconciliation missions, demonstrated his gift for diplomacy and environmental advocacy. His approach to interfaith dialogue, particularly in Southeast Asia, was remarkable, promoting dialogue of life, everyday interactions that built understanding between different faith communities. This grassroots approach proved more effective than traditional diplomatic efforts in regions with histories of religious tension, creating lasting bonds between communities that had long lived in suspicion of one another. Cardinal Tagle has been a key figure in the transformation of the Catholic Church, focusing on mercy, simplicity, and dialogue over doctrine. His approach to leadership, which emphasizes mercy over judgment, simplicity over pomp, and dialogue over doctrine, has created a spiritual synchronicity that has caught the attention of Vatican observers worldwide. Tagle's words about compassion echoed not just Francis's teachings, but also reflected a shared understanding that the Church's future lay in its ability to heal wounds rather than deepen divisions. Tagle's passionate advocacy for environmental stewardship breathed new life into Laudato Si's message, translating papal teaching into tangible action. His initiatives ranged from launching reforestation projects in Southeast Asian communities to challenging corporate leaders about their environmental responsibilities. His voice carried unique authority at climate summits, as he witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of environmental degradation on vulnerable communities. Tagle's approach to controversial issues that had long challenged the Church was striking. During the Synod of Bishops on Family, he emerged as a pivotal voice advocating for a more nuanced understanding of modern family dynamics. His interventions on sensitive topics, such as LGBTQ inclusion, divorce and remarriage, demonstrated remarkable pastoral sensitivity while remaining grounded in Catholic teaching. Tagle's rising influence brought with it a unique set of challenges that would test both his resolve and his leadership philosophy. Critics argue that his preference for dialogue over decisive action might prove insufficient for tackling the entrenched bureaucracy of the Curia. Supporters counter that his ability to disarm opposition through genuine engagement has already produced more concrete results than confrontational tactics of the past. The polarization splitting Catholic communities worldwide poses perhaps his greatest challenge. Tagle must balance between traditionalists who fear rapid change and progressives demanding faster reform. His handling of contentious issues has drawn fire from both camps, with conservatives critiquing his openness to dialogue on sensitive topics as potentially undermining doctrine, and liberal voices, sometimes finding his careful, measured approach too cautious. Beyond institutional challenges lies a more fundamental question. Can Tagle's style of leadership effectively address the Church's systemic issues while maintaining its unity? His response to secularization has emphasized authentic engagement over defensive posturing, but measuring success in such spiritual matters proves elusive. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle's vision for Catholicism's future is a profound understanding of the challenges ahead. He envisions a church that draws strength from its ancient roots while engaging with contemporary realities, reimagining how Catholic tradition can speak to modern hearts. His approach suggests a future where the Church's eternal truths find expression through fresh languages and new forms of ministry without losing their essential character. As the center of gravity of Catholicism changes toward the global South, Tagle's experience in reconciling Eastern and Western ideas may prove to be of critical importance. The way in which the faith is lived and expressed may undergo a renaissance as a result of this geographical transformation. While looking through Tagle's lens, we get a vision of a future church that is able to draw strength from its diversity, where ancient wisdom is given new life via the process of cultural cross-pollination. Whether or not Tagle's vision of a church that is more culturally responsive, environmentally conscious, and inclusive becomes a reality is likely to be determined by the decades that are to come. It is possible that his final legacy will not be defined by titles or posts held, but rather by the degree to which he was able to assist Catholicism in successfully navigating the delicate balance between maintaining its fundamental identity and growing to meet the requirements of a changing world. His method provides a roadmap for religious leadership in an era that is undergoing fast transformation. The influence that Tagle had on the development of Catholicism is a demonstration of the significance of genuine leadership in an era that is undergoing upheaval. His contributions to interfaith discussion established new standards for what could be accomplished via meaningful religious collaboration. As a result, true partnerships were established to address issues that are prevalent in the real world, such as poverty and climate change. Through his method, interfaith interactions were elevated from the realm of formal meetings to that of meaningful collaboration, resulting in the formation of long-lasting friendships between communities that had previously viewed each other with suspicion. The influence that Tagle had on the participation of young people demonstrated how traditional faith might appeal with younger generations. By embracing internet platforms during the pandemic, advocating environmental concerns, and addressing the doubts of young people with honesty rather than contempt, he demonstrated that the Church was capable of adapting without losing its spirit. His legacy will be remembered for the way he demonstrated that religious leadership could successfully combine profound spirituality with genuine modernity, so providing hope for the future of faith in a world that is becoming increasingly secular.